Hello everyone, I'm Troublesome Trucks and welcome back to another episode of Crash City Requested. Today we have Crash City Requested episode 127, and this is from a request by Elliot's Train World, and they requested an 8-engine free-for-all with engines Rosie, Arthur, Stepney, Scarloey, Rheneas, Stanley, Mavis, and Boko. So it'll be the best out of 7 rounds. May the best engine win, and let's begin our competition today. Alright, to start off with round 1, this is a free-for-all, so no teams, each engine for themselves, but Boko goes first, followed by Scarloey. Rosie is up next. Stanley. Arthur on the track. So Scarloey is hit by Stanley. Stanley pushes Scarloey over with a little help from Arthur. So Rosie's trying to push down the tracks. Stanley is finished off by Boko. Scarloey is falling down. I don't know if I mentioned him yet. Stepney's the last one out. Boko's going for a collision course. Stepney is knocked over. Boko has his front wheels off. Rosie is continuing to push over the track. Oh, Boko's off on the points. Mavis collides into Arthur. Rheneas is going to rear end the back of Mavis. They're trying to push Arthur over. Arthur's going off the track. He's down. We got Rheneas and Mavis left. I think Mavis usually does pretty good in these competitions. We'll see how she does this time. Nudges Boko, doesn't get knocked off the tracks. They're going to go around where Rosie's having some issues. Mavis and Rheneas still going. Rheneas just about at the back of Mavis, kind of falling behind a little bit at points, but otherwise pretty good. Unless they fall off at the points, I think we're going to need to go for a tiebreaker because they seem pretty solid. I don't know if they're going to be able to knock each other off just when they're right next to each other. So, tiebreaker for round 1. Here we go. Alright, Mavis versus Rheneas, head-to-head collision. Try and knock the other one off the tracks. Let's try this. I'm not sure how this is going to go. 3, 2, 1, and they're off. And Rheneas is actually pushing Mavis. I was expecting that. And Rheneas pushes Mavis over, and the track tips over, and Rheneas falls over as well. But Rheneas did push Mavis to the end of the tracks and pretty much pushed her off. So I think we're going to give the first point to Rheneas. I thought Mavis was a little bit stronger than that, but Rheneas actually took over today, and we'll start off the day with a win. So congratulations, Rheneas. Gallon old engine. First with the point on the board. We'll see how you do in the coming rounds, but for now, let's reset for the next battle. Round 2 is set. Rheneas, winner of the last round, will go first. He's chugging off, and Stepney enters the battlefield. Arthur on the tracks. Mavis is there. Rheneas and Arthur. Arthur is eliminated. Mavis is going for Stepney. Oh, I think Arthur might have slowed her down. And she just missed Stepney. Boko's out there. And last but not least, we got Rosie. A couple close calls. Scarloey, collides into Rosie. Rosie's down. Scarloey has his front wheels off. He's collided with Mavis. Scarloey's going sideways. Mavis is over. Boko eliminates Stanley. Oh my goodness, Rosie was up in the air. But her back coupling, I think, derailed Stepney. Rheneas has his back wheels off and can't move. Boko's the last one going. Man, that was actually pretty wild. There's a big bunch of accidents happen simultaneously. Boko's the last one going. Rheneas is still partially on the tracks. So can Boko get past? And yes, he can. Can he put Rheneas back on the tracks? Oh, and well, interesting. Boko was pushing Rheneas and knocked himself off. Rheneas is on the tracks, but he can't move by himself, and it was Boko helping him around. So I think we're gonna have to give that point to Boko, even though he's not the last one on the tracks. He was the last one moving, and that's the big factor that we take in for this. So Boko on the board, tied with Rheneas. So good start for both of them. Let's see how the others do in round 3. Alright, round 3 is starting right now. Boko goes first. Rosie following behind. Now we got another female engine, Mavis, out there. Rheneas. Oh, close call between the diesels. Boko and Mavis. Scarloey's there. And Boko collides with Mavis. Mavis is out for this round. And we have Stanley. Alright, all the engines are out there. Boco's, gets derailed by Mavis. Oh, but he's back on. Scarlet is eliminated by Stanley. Rosie is taken out by Reneas. Reneas is over. Stepney survives it. Boco's trying to break through. He's pushing over Arthur. Oh, he's actually back on the track. Stepney's racing around the tracks. It's actually been pretty chaotic. Stepney is hit by Boco, and Boco powers through, and it's a big mess in the middle of the track. Wow. That was another pretty crazy round. There's this front part here. Oh, Stepney's off on he's a free agent now back there. There was a crash with like Mavis and Boco. Boco got derailed like 2 or 3 times and managed to get back on the tracks. Rosie got knocked over. Stanley and Scarlet were fighting it out. That was a wild time. Stephanie was pretty close to getting the point, but in the end, it was Boco. Back-to-back points for Big Boco, the green diesel. So that was pretty close, but Boco got it in the end, so he takes the lead for now. Let's see if anyone can catch up. Round 4 is inbound. Okay, round 4 is here. Boco again starts it out. He's gone first quite a few times today, but yeah, anyways, Arthur is following. Stanley's out there now. Rosie, Boco eliminates Stanley. Oh, and Boco falls over himself. Rosie clears the tracks. Stepney, the Bluebell engine. Reneas out there, and finally Mavis from the far quarry. Reneas, or no, that was Rosie and Scarlet have collided. Oh, Stepney falls over as well. You got some red engines and Mavis. Arthur has caught Reneas. Mavis is going to help out. Arthur's off the tracks, kind of, but still blocking the other line. Scarlet is heading on a collision course, and he gets stuck. Oh, and his front wheels are lifted up in the air. This could cause some problems. Reneas might just slip by. Oh, he clips Scarlet. Scarlet is off on his side. Mavis and Reneas going around. They collide with the back of Arthur. Can they get through? Yes, they can. Just about. Reneas does. Mavis is stalled. See what Reneas does. Going to collide with the side of Mavis. And they are locked up. So, big thing in the middle. Arthur got knocked over. Who was that by? I can't remember, but then he blocked the way for Scarlet, Reneas, and Mavis, but Mavis got stuck. Reneas went around the back loop and then collided into Mavis again, so Reneas was the last one moving, so he is back on the board for round 4. So out of the 8 engines we have, only 2 engines have managed to get on the board, and they both have 2 points. This is something else. I don't know. We'll see if maybe wouldn't it be crazy if one of these other engines just won the last 3 rounds and took the lead from both of them, but hopefully we get a couple more competitors on the board to make it a little bit more interesting, but we'll see what happens in the next battle. Alright, this is, round 5, so we're over halfway through the competition in the last few rounds, so want to get some points on the board now while you still can. Reneas and Boco are tied for first, so we'll see if the others can do anything about that. Oh, okay, Reneas and Mavis knocked each other down. They seem to be going at it a lot today. Rosie and Scarlet, kind of getting the names confused. Boco's last one out. Rosie and Scarlet seem to have it out for each other too. But in the last competition, I thought they were doing pretty well together. Oh, and Arthur eliminates Stanley. Oh, but he's kind of switched track. They collides with Boco, and Stepney has his front wheels off, but he's still limping around, and now he's going off track. Oh no, Arthur's still kind of alive. This is, look at that. Wow. There was like a collision between, who was it, like Stanley and Arthur kind of switched tracks, but was sideways. Boco collided into the side of him and derailed, and then Stepney was limping around still, but he managed to, then he got caught on Stanley and fell over, but Arthur just moved a little bit after Stepney fell over, so, I think it's going to be pretty close, but we might actually have to give it to Arthur. I think he would just move like, maybe like a centimeter, an inch forwards after Stepney got derailed, and I think even though it was pretty minor, I think that might be enough to save it, but Wish I could give the point to you, Stepney, but unfortunately I think we're going to give it to Arthur, but that was a very close call, so Arthur is getting the point for round 5. We'll see if he can continue up his streak in the coming rounds. Alright, after a very close and maybe controversial previous round, we are letting Arthur go first. We have Mavis following behind. Stanley. Welcome, Stanley. Scarloey. Boko on the track. There we go. Mavis clips Scarloey and has her front wheels off. Boko eliminates Stanley and gets his front wheels off too. We got 2 engines barely limping around. Now Rosie has collided into Arthur. Everyone has the front wheels off. Oh my goodness. Boko, Stepney, and Mavis all down. Rosie has her front wheels off. Scarloey, Reneas, and Arthur still going. Rosie gets turned over, blocking the track. Scarloey's gonna collide with Reneas and Arthur. Hits Reneas. Oh, and he pushes through and knocks them both off the track. And is going to collide at the back of Arthur, and just about gets past, but not quite. Okay, another pretty quick round there. Scarloey kind of just stayed out of trouble for the first minute, and then just rammed into Reneas and Arthur, the last 2 engines. Managed to knock them both off, and the last one going, and now he stuck behind Rosie. But Scarloey in the second to last round gets a point on the board. Doesn't look like he'll be the winner of this competition, most likely, but got a point on the board nonetheless. But let's head to the finale round and see how this ends. Alright, and in the final round, just a quick recap. So we have Reneas with 2 points, Boko with 2 points, Scarlet with 1, and Arthur with 1. Rosie, Stepney, Stanley, and Mavis don't have any points. So unless Reneas or Mavis wins this round, then we might have to have a tiebreaker between them. But let's just see how this plays out for now. And we'll go to the tiebreaker if and when we need it. So all the other engines are out. We got Boko and last Arthur. Charlie eliminates Boko. Boko's off the track. Oh my goodness, Arthur got knocked over, got hit by Stepney, but survived it. Scarlet went down on the points. Arthur limping around. Rosie just tumbled over and he realized she was in trouble, but something happened. Mavis, Arthur was stuck on the cross track, but got out of the way just in time before Mavis got there. He's still limping around. Stanley, Mavis, and Reneas still going around pretty well. Arthur's gonna maybe catch Reneas. Oh, and yes, he has, and he's stuck as Stanley's coming over. He crashes into everyone, and it looks like, oh my goodness, it's Mavis. Arthur got derailed and stuck on the cross, and Reneas collided into him. They both got stuck. Mavis and Stanley got to the back, and all the engines fell off except for Mavis, who pushed through all the calamity and is the last one on the tracks, but was also the last one moving too. So it looks like she will get the final point. So, but the competition isn't over because we still have a tie between Reneas and Boko. So let's go and see how that turns out. Alright, so this is a tiebreaker. Winner takes all. So Reneas and Boko each with 2 points. So this is going to decide who gets the 3rd point. Reneas already won a tiebreaker against Mavis. We'll see how he does against Boko. So 3, 2, 1, off they go. And they've collided. Reneas is pushing Boko back. Boko can't do anything. He's off on the edge of the track. Oh, but Reneas actually fell over and Boko's still going. Oh my, what on earth just happened there? I can't. Boko is actually on the end of the tracks. I don't know how his back wheels weren't off yet, but it was in the air. Reneas then fell over, and Boko did a wheelie and landed mostly back on the tracks and went to the other end. I mean, Reneas did push Boko backwards, but Reneas did fall off first. Boko was the last one going. So in a bizarre and absurd turn of events, we are going to give the final point to Boko. So let's get them in the middle for a final recap and photo shoot. And the winner of Crash City Requested episode 127 is Boko with a total of 3 points. He is the champion today. That was a pretty close competition. He and Reneas were battling first few rounds, and then Ethan ended up with 2 points. Then Mavis, Scarlowy, and Arthur each got a point on the board. And so that brought us to end of round 7, so we had to go into a tiebreaker, and somehow Boko didn't fall off, and Reneas fell over, and Boko was the last one on the tracks and moving, so managed to get the point. Stepney was also a pretty close one round, but I ended up giving it to, I think, was it, who was it, Scarlowy, or no, it was Arthur in that one, so, then Stanley and Rosie also didn't get any points, but I think they did pretty good anyway. So Boko is the winner. That was a pretty good showing by him. The final leaderboard one more time. So congratulations to Boko once more, and everyone else for competing. Good job. So I hope you enjoyed this competition, and have any more requests or video ideas, leave them in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next video. Troublesome Truck signing out. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.